Mississippi State's coming off a big home win against Ole Miss, playing really good basketball right now, off to a 1-1 start in league play. Had an outstanding record in non-conference. So, looking forward to the challenge of playing them. I think they're playing at a great tempo defensively, obviously, giving you a lot of different looks. It seemed like they're playing really well defensively as well. And then Missouri, obviously, one of the better teams in terms of their ability to win at home, obviously coming off of a win on the road at Auburn. So you look at what they've accomplished. This will be a great week in terms of great competition for our team and great test.
Our first question is from Michael Bonner of the Jackson Clarion Ledger.
Hi, Coach. How are you?
I'm good, Mike. How are you?
Not too bad. When you look at your schedule, 5 top 50 opponents in the RPI in the non-conference, what did that strength of schedule kind of do for you guys leading up to conference play?
Well, I feel like we played really good competition in the non-conference. Obviously, we would have liked to have won more games than we did, but I think it certainly challenged our guys, and I think for myself gave me a feel for where we are as a team and what we need to do as we move toward conference play. Obviously, every game in conference is going to be a battle, but I feel like our non-conference schedule hopefully prepared us for what we're going to face.
And when you look at a guy like Trevor Releford, he's been able to improve his play almost every single season he's been in Alabama. How has he been able to do that?
Well, I think what you want to see in your guys is improvement every year, and I think Trevor came into the league and as a freshman he was able to have an impact, which I think was a testament to his talent and his competitiveness. And I think every year being in the league, he's added something to his game. I think right now, from an offensive standpoint, he's added more of a consistent perimeter shot, which is obviously forcing opponents to play him differently. So I think that's what you want to see is guys improve every single year, and I think Trevor's been able to do that and expand his game, and I think it's a testament to his work ethic and the type of competitor that he is.
Thanks, Coach. I appreciate it.
Next up is Bob Holt of the Arkansas Democrat-Gazette.
Hey, Coach. How you doing today?
Bob, and you?
I'm good, thanks. I also wanted to ask you what your impressions were of Georgia, especially Mann and Gaines. They seem like they've really elevated their games since last year.
Yeah, well, Gaines really had a great game against us. He shot the ball extremely well, especially in the first half, going 4 for 6 from the three-point line. I thought that was a big key for them, being able to get a double-digit lead going into the half. And Mann is he's a 6'4", very physical point guard. Got really good speed to him. He was able to get to the free throw line at a high clip. So I think those two guys, really for Georgia, at least in our game, really stepped it up and made a big difference. I think as a team, Georgia does a really good job. Defensively, they're very physical, and then from an offensive standpoint, they play to their strengths. Really, have a really good ability as a team to get themselves to the free throw line. But I thought those two guys did a really good job in our game of attacking us.
Yeah, so they're holding opponents to about 38%. Outside of being physical, what makes them real tough defensively?
They've got great length, all across the board. A 6'4" point guard. Their smallest guy is Gaines, and obviously he's 6'2", very quick, very athletic. But they go 6'7", 6'8", 6'10" across the front line. They block 10 shots in our game. So that's something that, from a defensive standpoint, you don't see every day. And obviously they did a really good job of being aware of our guys and taking away some of the things that we wanted to do in terms of our ability to penetrate and get to the free throw line.
Thanks.
Yep.
Next question is from Mark Weiser of the Athens Banner-Herald.
Hey, Coach. You talked just now, and then I guess after the game the other day, about Georgia's physicalness inside and their length. I want to get your impressions of Marcus Thornton, who didn't play against you guys last year, and kind of what you see, what he's bringing to them.
Well, he did a great job in the game. I think he had 5 blocks, 5 offensive rebounds. I thought really impacted the game with his energy and his effort. I think he, being a veteran guy, I think he brings that toughness that you want, and I think he understands what he's got to do to help that team be successful. So I thought he had a huge impact on the game. Not just you look at the stat sheet. I think he had 9 points and maybe 8 rebounds, but his physicality, his interior defense, his shot blocking ability, his athleticism really impacted the game.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Questions from Todd Palmer of the Kansas City Star.
Hey, Coach. I was curious about Trevor, and he's a senior now. His leadership and that kind of stuff. In what ways have you seen him mature and become a better leader? In addition to like you talked about developing that outside shot, things like that.
Well, I think he's really matured on and off the floor. From the time he was a freshman. He's a guy that will get his degree. Here in the spring. I think he's very proud of that fact that he's gonna earn his degree from our university. I think just understanding the game better. He came in and like I said earlier, had a big impact on our team from the time he stepped on campus. But just the understanding of from an offensive and defensive standpoint, what allows us to be successful. He's always been a great competitor. I think his leadership is because of his approach to the game, his work ethic. I think he's the type of guy that gives your team confidence when he's on the floor because that he's going to compete to win.